KOMU 8 News starts now.
A cold, dry day for mid-Missouri, but that won't last. Good afternoon, I'm Savannah Rudisell.
And I'm Jim Rick. Thanks for joining us. Another winter blast is headed our way. Let's send it over to Kenton.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Take a look. We have winter weather advisories already in fact, not for tonight and not for much of the daytime tomorrow, but it does begin at 4 p.m. tomorrow on our Tuesday, continues overnight until 9 a.m. on Wednesday. That's the time period for this next winter weather system. And if we look right now, we're just dealing with that cloud cover. Certainly a dry one today. If we zoom out, you can see there's actually some flood watches to our south here, southeast of Missouri because of all the rain they're going to get. Right now, you can see, though, there is kind of this streamline of cloud cover that's rolling in through Texas, going in from Mexico as well. We're getting a lot of moisture that's going to push in from the south. It's going to mix in with some of that, and that is eventually going to be our winter weather system tomorrow. So wind chills by tomorrow morning are actually going to be back down into the teens, and then as we head throughout the rest of the day, we're going to hold on to our cloud cover actually throughout the day on Tuesday. Then as we head overnight, by the end of the afternoon into the evening, it pushes in from the south. We're looking at snowfall, eventually freezing rain and regular rain too. I'm checking everything you need to know coming up later.
Kenton, thanks. Columbia police are investigating a man's death inside a Columbia restaurant. A worker at ABC restaurant on I-70 Drive called 911 after finding the body this morning. KOMU 8's Kasha Karras is live at the restaurant with the owner's reaction.
When I arrived around 11 a.m. this morning, police had already blocked off this entire area with caution tape. Now, police have not released any information about who this man was or why he was there, but I spoke to the restaurant owner who told me that he has some ideas about what happened.
I think a burglar is coming from this city.
Ming-Sung Wong, the owner of ABC Chinese Cuisine, walked into work this morning and found a dead body in his kitchen.
It was scary because bleeding on the floor.
Wong said he thinks the man was a burglar because just yesterday, someone apparently got into the store and stole their money.
The only thing I think, call 911. I call right away.
Criminal Investigations Division showed up. They're going to work on identifying who the person was, trying to determine what link, if any, he had with the business itself, why he was here.
Wong said he has always felt safe in his restaurant, but that things have changed since he opened his business 6 years ago.
It's not a very safety. We got to be careful.
Lieutenant Stevens says that the restaurant has temporarily been shut down because they have some cleaning and repairs to do. Live in Columbia, Kasha Karras, KOMU 8 News.
Family and friends are remembering a Columbia woman who was killed while driving along West Boulevard Saturday afternoon. 37-year-old Jordan Hoyt worked at MU's counseling center. She graduated with a master's in public health from Mizzou in 2016. The program called her, quote, a fantastic student and alumna and a valued member of the community. Hoyt died when she was hit head-on by a driver trying to pass another car. Police say 20-year-old Lucas Evans was leaving the scene of another accident on Stadium Boulevard moments before he hit Hoyt. According to Columbia police, this is Evans' only car accident. A Columbia man says Evans also hit him a few months ago. KOMU 8's Kara Strickland joins us here in the studio with more on the driver's past.
According to the weekend police report, Lucas Evans received minor injuries in the weekend wreck. Police have not said anything yet about possible charges. This is what the scene of the accident looks like today, a makeshift memorial to Jordan Hoyt, the woman who was killed. I spoke to one man who says Evans also hit him back in October. Roderick Reese told me it happened on Grindstone Parkway when Evans tried to pass him, also in a no-passing lane.
There was a whole line of cars. He put a lot of people's lives in danger that day, too. And now that he's done something like this again and he's actually hurt someone and taken someone's life, like, that's something that's never going to change.
According to Evans' Facebook page, the 20-year-old is from Warrensburg and attends Moberly Area Community College. In the studio, Kara Strickland, KOMU 8 News.
Today, MU warned the campus community about an active case of tuberculosis. One student was confirmed to have the disease, which spreads through the air and in close contact. That student voluntarily left the campus to not further expose anyone. Some symptoms of the disease can be hard to spot. A cough can be one of them. Boone County Health was working with MU on the case. The department explains how someone can get the disease.
If I saw this person every single day and we were hanging out, if you're hanging out in a dorm room, studying, playing video games, in a lab, anywhere where I see this person every single day, and in close proximity enough that if they cough, I might have a chance to breathe it in, that's what we would consider an exposure.
MU did not release who the student is or where they live. The health department says cases like this aren't entirely rare. They've seen about 6 in the past year. History in the making today, one of the objectives the Missouri Black Legislative Caucus talked about. The lawmakers met to acknowledge Black History Month, contributions by Black Missourians, and how to continue to make history for years to come. One of the ways they want to make history is with criminal justice law reform.
Some of the things that we're going to be considering this year are changing our sentencing policies with mandatory minimums, making it easier for people who have gone into prison and into the correction system to come out with productive jobs.
Lawmakers have introduced several bills during this session to reform criminal justice across the state.
Protesters across the country using President's Day to make a point about the current president.
Former Congressman Anthony Weiner is out of prison, but he's not a free man yet. It's after the break.
And you're taking a live look over Jefferson City on this Monday afternoon. It's 5:05. This is KOMU 8 News, first at 5. Coverage you can count on. A national debate erupts over President Trump's decision to declare a national emergency to build a border wall.
There are new efforts to stop it as the president is standing his ground. NBC's Susan McGinnis takes a look around the country where Americans are polarized.
No fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
From D.C. to Denver, Philly to Atlanta. Protesters nationwide spoke out today against President Trump's move to declare a national emergency to build a wall at the southern border.
This wall is a sham. This fake emergency is a sham.
The move allows the president to bypass Congress and build the wall using taxpayer funds earmarked for other purposes.
Presidents don't go in and claim declarations of emergency for the purposes of raiding accounts.
California is leading about a dozen states in a lawsuit to stop the president, one of a growing number of legal challenges accusing President Trump of overstepping his authority and claiming he's already admitted there's no emergency.
I didn't need to do this.
The White House stands by the president.
It's a humanitarian and security crisis, as the president has spoken about this issue time and time again.
Republican lawmakers are split.
Unfortunately, he's got to do it on his own, and I support his decision to go that route.
Congress just had a vote on this, and it just expressed itself. And so I think it's a bad idea.
The president appears ready, even eager for the lawsuits.
Then we'll end up in the Supreme Court, and hopefully we'll get a fair shake.
A legal fight likely to keep the border issue lasting into the 2020 election.
Democrats plan to introduce a resolution disapproving of the declaration, which could lead to the president's first ever veto.
A renewed call today for Virginia Governor Ralph Northam to step down. Protesters gathered in a Richmond park. They also rallied against a pipeline construction nearby and the governor's blackface scandal. Northam says he will not resign. Instead, he wants to use the rest of his term to heal racial inequality. Anthony Weiner is moving to a halfway house to serve out charges for sexting with a minor. The former congressman served 15 months of a 21-month sentence in a Massachusetts federal prison. He is set for release in May.
The grieving continues in Aurora, Illinois, where a gunman took the lives of 5 people at a manufacturing plant before being killed by police on Friday. An organization called Indivisible Aurora held a vigil today at a mall. It brought together community leaders and residents to remember the victims. Vigil attendees carried signs denouncing gun violence, and speakers thanked the police and asked for the community's support.
Our city will be strong. We will rise from this. We will not be known just for this tragedy. We will be known for how we come from this, how we are better from this, how we love each other, support each other, stand for each other. We declare we are one Aurora, and we are Aurora strong.
Employees were invited back to the Henry Pratt facility today for counseling services and fellowship.
Check our next winter weather system. It's coming up right after the break.
5 Americans were arrested in the midst of unrest in Haiti today. Those arrested are being held on conspiracy charges. Protests have been going on through the country since the beginning of February. Haitian citizens are upset with the inflation in the country and accusing the Haitian government of corruption. The organizers of Pope Francis's summit on preventing clergy sex abuse will meet this week. A dozen abuse victims have come to Rome to protest the Catholic Church's response to the crisis. At a news conference today, organizers emphasized the need to face the truth in the Church's approach to clergy sex abuse. The Catholic Church has long been criticized for its failure to hold bishops accountable and allegedly for covering up the priests who raped and molested children.
We want to make sure that bishops do see the responsibility and claim ownership for it. I believe that the talks that will be given and the discussions that we will have among not only the presidents of bishops' conference, but also religious superiors, is going to be a rallying moment to make sure that there are no misunderstandings.
The large summit of some 190 presidents of bishops' conferences from around the world, plus key Vatican officials, will begin on Thursday.
Two sources say a grand jury has been convened in Illinois following new allegations against R&B singer R. Kelly. A Cook County celebrity attorney would not confirm grand jury proceedings are taking place. Last week, attorney Michael Avenatti said he gave prosecutors a video that allegedly shows Kelly having sex with an underage girl.
Coming up in your health, researchers look at diet and its effect on Alzheimer's disease.
We'll have late word on the flurry of legal challenges to the president's declaration of a border emergency and demonstrations around the country today. Also, the Alabama woman who left for Syria to wed an ISIS fighter, why she now wants to come home. We'll see you tonight.
Kids are spending more time in front of the small screen. Researchers studied screen time data from 2,000 kids under age 6. In 1997, kids under 2 watched a little over an hour of TV, while kids between 3 and 5 watched 2.5 hours of TV. This compares to 2014, where researchers saw that toddlers consume about 3 hours of screen time a day, most of it coming from television. What you eat might hold the truth some researchers are looking for the link between stomach bacteria and Alzheimer's. A researcher in Florida is studying how a certain bacteria could increase chances for developing the disease. Because the bacteria is caused by microbiomes, studies are showing healthy eating is the best way to reduce the risk.
The last couple of years, we've seen that basically what's happening in your gut can affect your brain. And there's this notion of gut-brain axis where your gut communicates with your brain and brain communicates with your gut.
Experts say a plant-based diet can improve the health of your gut.
It's not the Super Bowl or Superman, but it's super, and it's next.
Columbia police are investigating a man's death inside a Columbia restaurant. A worker at ABC restaurant on I-70 Drive called 911 after finding the body around 9 a.m. KMU 8's Kasha Carriage is live at the restaurant where she talked to the owner.
When I arrived here at around 11 a.m., police had already blocked off this entire restaurant with caution tape. Now, police have not released any information about who this man is or why he was here. I spoke with the restaurant owner who told me he thinks it was a burglar because just yesterday they were robbed and stolen of their money. Now, the health department did shut down this restaurant because they have some cleaning and repairs to do, and we will have updates as we learn them as this investigation is still ongoing. Live in Columbia, Kasha Carriage, KMU 8 News.
Coming up on KOMU 8 News at 6 o'clock, the Columbia Police Officers Association announces its endorsement for mayor.
Find out who they're supporting coming up tonight at 6.
And we are in a storm mode level 3 starting late tomorrow afternoon and continuing through the overnight and Wednesday morning up until mid-morning. That's on a scale from 0 to 5, and that's because of snow. Not a lot of snow, 1 to 4 inches, and not a lot of ice, but up to 1/10 of an inch. And both of those combined certainly leading to some slick conditions. Otherwise, remember that winter weather advisory also goes into effect late tomorrow afternoon.
Kenton, this is sort of up your alley. February's supermoon will brighten the sky tonight, often called the snow moon. The supermoon will appear huge because of its closeness to Earth. Tonight and tomorrow night will be the best for viewing. Supermoon.
Hopefully you can see it if you can get a little bit of clearing. Good luck.